Hey, good morning. It is Thursday. That means tomorrow. That's it. It's training. Don't quit training with an amazing amount of Q&A as well. So join me. The number one reason people don't get what they want in life is because they quit. I'm going to teach you what to do when you feel like quitting or how not to quit or the effects of quitting, all about quitting. Jake and Jake, welcome. Team David Meltzer, right on top of posting. If you want to join me for the free trainings on Friday, if you want to watch the replays, it's david@dmeltzer.com. You can see it featured on Spotify, featured on Entrepreneur, all the platforms. Check it out. Trainings are available. We have ultimate ego, closing, pitching, we have time management, all of them available. Featured playlist, like it at Spotify. You can check it out on all platforms as well. We got some great things going. Let's get some questions going. Warm us up for tomorrow's training on Don't Quit. Welcome, everybody. Training what? Don't Quit is training. How not to quit. Here we go. Only guy to have a question in there. Thank you. You know who you are. What are your thoughts about us living in a time of uncertainty? Well, I don't believe in times of uncertainty. I think that now is the only certain time. If anybody out there, I know you may have heard this from me before, but if anyone out there knows what's going to happen tomorrow, please call me, email me, david@dmeltzer.com, text me at 949-298-2905. Go ahead, you reach out and tell me what's going to happen tomorrow. We can make billions of dollars, not millions, billions of dollars. So there is no such thing as uncertain times. There's just times and there's now, and that's why we do things now. So make sure that you are present in what you're doing by taking inventory of your own values. Do you love winning or hate losing? Love and hate are the same things. They're a parallel motion. They fill voids in which you will fill with your intention. So I prefer to love and look for the light, the love, and the lessons and things instead of bringing negativity, shortages, interference, voids, obstacles, and corrosion to something. I believe in conscious, subconscious, and unconscious programming. So let me give you an example. If you're playing golf and you think you're doing yourself a service and you're in a foursome by when the other people are putting, you saying, miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it. And then somehow you think your energy and your mind will transfer over immediately to make it, just because when you're putting, you're thinking, make it. That doesn't work, right? What you want to do is look for the light, the love, and the lesson. So when other people are putting, go make it, make it, make it, make it. Your intention has no effect on what they're doing, but it has an effect on what you will do. And so, we see that, and if you start looking for and rooting for them, not against, and the same thing held true in politics. I wasn't against anyone. I am for, right? I will march for things. I won't march against anything. So I'm for things. I love things, and I don't hate them. But they are in a parallel emotion, filling voids, obstacles, and shortages with your intention. So make your intention positive. Very, very deep question. I liked it, by the way. How did you determine your 4 values? I took stock in who I was, and then what I wanted to be. And so, taking stock in that, I started realizing the necessity of a few things. One, what gave me perspective, and I created the values around what gave me my perspective, because my perspective was everything. I knew that if I imagined something, became inspired, that it would become my perspective through materialization. And then how could I live at peace and happiness? So perspective, what brought me happiness, and then how could I feel in control, more certain? How could I live in the now? And so as I explored all of those different values that were applicable to perspective, to peace, and to control, I found that gratitude gave me perspective, forgiveness and empathy gave me peace, and accountability gave me control. Those were the things that I determined or defined as free will. That was the mechanism or the tool in which I clear the interference, clear the corrosion between me and that which inspired me. And so that's how I came up with those 4 different values: gratitude, empathy, accountability, and inspiration or effective communication, because I was only communicating one-sided. I forgot that I could only give what I had. So I had to make sure that I was connected to and clear with the greatest source of life, love, and lessons. All right. At Danny, is he here? The amazing Danny, is he here? He's a very active man. He has like 18 million businesses. That's what happens when you're mentored by me for so long. Him and Jeff Fenster, they got so many just things going on. Hopefully I haven't overwhelmed them with the perspective of expansion and growth and acceleration, exponential growth, by the way. Hey, look at him right there. That's one of my favorite people on earth. You know him, but Dan Fleischman, I have known. There he is, Patrick
Hello.
Henry's favorite son. How are you?
How's it going?
Where are you? San Diego or LA?
San Diego?
All right. Del Mar's finest. Well, anyway, Dan, I was just talking about, looking at you and Jeff Fenster, two of the younger guys that I've known for a very long time and have followed your extraordinary career and you talk about elevating others to elevate yourself. Nobody makes me more proud than Dan Fleischman. I just have to tell you, I sit there, I watch all the things you're doing. You have your own fund. You have the sports card trading stuff going on, the new store expanding. I saw you got another 100,000 square feet or something in Orange County going out. Besides elevator nights, and everything that trickles down, $100 million mastermind with the greatest minds literally in the world, not just in America anymore. I know we talk about productivity. How do you keep it all under control? A lot of people can't even get out of bed and put their shoes on. And here you got more businesses than people have shoes.
So my biggest secret, you guys ready for this? It's group chats. I literally run every business through a group chat. I have one main quarterback. They're the one that has to run the company. And so I get to be the coach, right? They're the quarterback. And in that group chat, it makes them all responsible for each other. So their whole team is in there in that group chat. Everything I do is run through group chats, from clients, companies, investments, everything.
What I love about you too is you learned the lesson of abundance a long time ago. St. Jude Hospital is one of the charities that I support because the minute they figure out something research wise, they post it to the entire world, right? Because they don't care who cures cancer. That you don't care who cures cancer, who makes money. You're going to make yours. You're confident in it. There's enough of everything for everyone. Where do you see people in that scarce mode, really getting in their own way? Because I think a lot of times I'm watching the group chats because, I'm involved and will be involved in even more of the stuff that you're doing. But you can always see the energy of someone that's not getting what the group is about creating an abundant, atmosphere of infinity and enough of everything for everyone. Where does that scarcity come from and how does it manifest itself?
So I think people are short-sighted when they're just trying to grasp at things. And think about a garden. If you're just grasping at the thing before it fully grows and you can't feed anybody else, you're not going to have anybody else to help you farm. Nobody else can help you water. Nobody else can help you create more and more vegetables in that garden because you were grasping the very first carrot that started to pop up. And so I'm always throwing seeds, getting all the farmers together. I want stuff to happen because I want a big, huge garden for everybody. I can only eat so much. How many carrots can one guy eat, right? And so I'm in the mindset of like, if everybody's winning, then I win. That's all.
All right. A little bit more personal question, because I know there's a lot of younger entrepreneurs. One of the most difficult challenges I had as an entrepreneur was when I got married, because everything changed, and then having kids, it changed even more. What have been some of the bigger lessons that you've learned about, shifting from the solopreneur that you were to the marriedpreneur that you are?
It's just, you have to give them time and focus. Your husband or wife, your girlfriend or boyfriend, you have to give them time and focus and really like schedule it. Don't make it like a schedule to them, right? Don't make it like it's a chore or a job to them, but really dedicate time and focus to them. Specifically, if you can't do it every day, great. But if you're traveling a lot, make sure 1 or 2 days a week, you're flipping your phone upside down or leaving it in a different room. If you know you're going to look at your phone, leave it in the car if you have to. Just keep it away from you and really focus on them. Or pick a Saturday or Sunday every week where you're like, look, I'm never going to schedule meetings on Saturday, or I'm never going to schedule a meeting on a Sunday. Just do that. You got to stick to it, because if you give them that time and focus, then they will keep the household running. They will keep your life running. Otherwise, if you're not giving them the focus, they're going to resent how busy you are.
It's so true. And you have to, I think, every day make sure there's a minimum amount of time, whether it's date night or just a conversation of that complete focus. And children, the same thing, right? I give a minimum of 2 minutes a day to my three teenage daughters, 30 minutes to Miles. Uh, but 2 minutes was more than the girls wanted of me every day. But I make sure every single day they get it. Another person, though, that's super important in both of our lives, even though even you're getting old, I'm already old, but our moms, I am in contact with my mom every single day, minimum of a minute a day, to make sure that she knows I'm happy, healthy, I love her and appreciate her. What does that relationship with your mom still mean to you, even though you have all of these extraordinary things in your life, your own marriage, your own businesses, but yet I see you, like me, dedicated to, growing that relationship with our moms, even as we get older.
So that's the only human I talk to every day.
Next to your wife.
No, actually, my mom's the only one for sure I talk to every single day, no matter what. And it's been like that for many years. And it's, for me, if something's happening in my business before, during, or after, something happening in my business, good, okay, or really bad, she's the first one to know and the first one I talk to about it. And it's not necessarily for advice per se. It's just for her, she built me. And so my older brother is running his company and I'm running mine. And I see the way that she feels about what she's built for us. And so to me, it's just a very personal thing to make sure that she's updated of my whereabouts. I actually have this rule. Anytime I get on a plane or I land, I just text her taking off or landing.
I do the same thing as well. Exactly. It's so much fun. Now, if I was going to ask you, a lot of people ask me, what would I want my kids to say about me as far as my legacy goes? And I always say, I'd like them to say that I was kind, right? Like, that's it. What would you say about your mom in the same type of comparison?
Man, she went through it all. So what's the word? Almost like grit.
Uh,
I mean,
Perseverance.
yeah, she just think about where we came from in the outskirts of Russia, a family from the Holocaust, like going through that. My father, after 22 years, he passed away. Her next relationship, after 22 years, he passed away. And just like fighting through all the things over the years, I think it's what drives me is her grit.
That is awesome. And I love your mom as well. But now I know why you were so nervous when you turned 22. Woo! Anyway, one of my favorite lessons that I've learned with you recently, we were doing the stuff with Thrive, which is another one of your big partners, Everbull, another one of the big partners. Everybody was piled in, all of those great relationships that we got to see and social distance with. But my favorite thing that we got to share was we were talking about giving out our personal cell phones. And because it is the most classic example of how far people are in their own way, that they won't ask for help, which is why you probably do group chats. I mean, in fact, I'm going to do it one more time just because you always inspire me. My cell phone, my personal cell phone is 858-688-3294. Call me. I'll give you my free books, my exercises, guys. I'll hook you up. Call me. Don't text me. Call me. I got a text number. That's 949-298-2905. But call me. People are so afraid to pick up the phone and call that last time I did this, there was thousands of people, right? One person called me. I got one. And it took him a few days. So I was kind of confused where he came from. But he's like, yeah, I kept watching, and he forced himself. It was like a big chore to call. Why won't people literally pick up the phone and call?
It's almost the same reason that they buy a gym membership and most people don't go. They want to feel like they did the diet or they got the gym membership. I'm signed up with Equinox and they have it for 4 years and they've gone 4 times. It's just something within them that's like they check a box that I know I could call Dave, or I know I could go to the gym, or I know I will do that one day. One day I'll do it. And I think why guys like us win so much is the second you and I have an idea, like if we had an idea to make new Post-it notes, our corporation would be live within an hour. Our website would be done tonight, and we'd be
Yeah,
selling Post-it notes tomorrow, right?
it's so true. I'm going to give my phone number again because I think people missed it. It's 858-688-3294. And now this was my favorite part. When we did this before at Thrive, you said, even those people that are here going, what's your number? They're not going to call me. I love it. So, make sure now, last thing that we get through this, I'm doing a training on quitting, which is different than checking the box. Everybody has a limit. I love calling me right through to someone. I'll get back to you. Leave me a message. I don't get many voice messages because nobody calls. But Goggins talks about when you're 40% of the way there. When you're ready to quit, you're only 40% of the way with what you got inside of you, minimum. What is it that this quitting attitude that people don't have the patience with perseverance? There's like a China in the you've seen these guys. They go all at it for like 2 weeks, and then there's nowhere. It's crickets. Or
Right.
you have the guy that's so slow, they're procrastinating. It's that combination of perseverance and patience that makes something happen.
So similar to the gym theory, people will work out better when they have someone that they're accountable to. So if you say, hey, Dave, meet me at the gym tomorrow at 9 a.m., at 8:20, I'm going to get up and go because Dave's going to be mad if I don't show up, right? So similar to a company, a lot of times if you get somebody to make you accountable, family, friend, business partner, staff member, etc., it will force you to keep going. It's easy to quit and not go to the gym at 9 a.m. It's easy to quit and not work on your company at 9 a.m. and keep watching Netflix. It's easy to do those things. So I think the safe way, or it's kind of like a little bit of a cushion to people that just know themselves are not going to follow through. Get somebody that you're accountable to. And you can also make it a theoretical accountable person like Dave Meltzer. Maybe you don't even have a communication with him, but Dave would be mad at you if you didn't show up at 9 a.m. for your company.
Yeah, no, and I think too, your group texting is an exceptional way because you have an aggregate accountability, which is really difficult because if you have one guy and it falls off, but when you have a whole group of people, that group is, Gary Vaynerchuk, Lewis House. I mean, the names on there, I feel accountable to just look at it every day with 25. It's crazy. Just real quick as we finish, I want people to understand the scope, the scale of what you're able to do. Would you mind just listing off, you probably can't list them off all, but even, some of the projects you have going on. And remember, most of these projects are 7, 8, and 9-figure projects. So they're not small. When Dan's going to list these off, these aren't something he's making $5,000 on. These are big projects. Would you mind listing off to show people what we can produce, how accessible you are, and how gracious you are with what you're doing?
Sure. So took over a skincare company. A girl started a company. We bought half the company. We obviously with Everbowl that you introduced me to, took them from 23 locations to 30 locations. Got them on QVC doing 6 figures a month. Signed 16 new leases in the last 6 weeks. So they're going to be 16 more locations like that. I have the 100millionacademy.com. That's a huge undertaking. Spent 7 figures building that out and putting in hundreds of hours of content and building a big team. I launched a real estate mastermind last month. I launched a sports card shop 34 days ago with Steve Aoki and DJ Ski. That did 300,000 in the first 30 days. It's already on pace to double that for the second 30 days, and it's only been 4 or 5 days into the month. So like sports card shops, acai bowl places. I have clothing
Elevator nights.
Elevator nights, which we keep free. That is a loss leader. So I spend $400,000 a year keeping that free, so entrepreneurs can go for free for the last 6 years. I just launched a hedge fund called the Elevator Rolling Fund last Monday. So yeah, everything from hedge funds to acai bowls, sports card shops, and everything between.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the rolling fund I'm really interested in because it periodically allows you to invest and divest and reinvest in periods of time so that you don't have to. It's a savings plan and an investment plan in one is the way that I describe it. Where can everybody find you? I know it's at Dan Fleischman. Anywhere else they should reach out?
So big tip, make your social media the same name on every single platform and the same bio and same photo. So my name is the same everywhere, just at Dan Fleischman.
That was a early advice that you gave me. And my favorite thing about mentoring people when they're young is hopefully they'll learn more than I know and then be able to come back. And I am so grateful that you are family to me. Please send my love to your mom. Let's be in touch. I'll follow up with the rolling fund because I want to get going on that as well.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Take
Bye-bye.
care. The greatest, Dan Fleischman, everywhere. That's right. Take his advice. He is wise beyond his years. That's what you call an old soul. right? Dan Fleischman is an old soul. He was born a little bit older than the rest of us, and he is here to be of service. And he makes money, helps people, and has fun with his life. He can't give what he doesn't have, and he's amazing. Tennis cards. All right, I haven't heard of too many tennis cards, but I'll take a Serena and a Serena Williams card for sure. Maybe a Djokovic card. At Dan Fleischman everywhere. Dan Fleischman everywhere. JJ, what's up? Blaine, what's up? All right, let's take a few questions. Friday's twinning. Friday's twinning is on Don't Quit. So here we go. What's the best way to remove thoughts of quitting something? Cancel, clear, connect. I wrote about this in my book. You got to cancel it every time you feel like quitting. You got to clear your mind and then connect to the greatest source of power, love, and light and lessons that exist. Satema, is that you there? Anyway, so make sure, if you haven't read that, I have a guide on that. I have a book on that. I'll give it to you for free. Go ahead, david@dmeltzer.com. Reach out to me or call me on my cell phone. I did get one call. I'll be answering that and calling you back. What has been your greatest opportunity over the last 6 months? My TV show, 2 Minute Drill. It's on Bloomberg. It's on Amazon. It's a real show with real people and real pitches. We're not playing games on there. We're simply just giving advice on how to get what you want. And we got over $50,000 of cash and prizes for every episode. And we got extraordinary judges, extraordinary companies. So that's, for me, just the first program. I've been an executive producer of movies, TV, but I've never done it myself. This one, start to finish, I have brought in the people I wanted. I wasn't asked to be brought in. I created the show from our Friday training, and now it's just huge. So thank you, everybody. If you haven't applied, by the way, please, it's for everybody. You can pitch anything you want. Kids going to school to million to billion-dollar companies. I don't care. Pitch what you want on the show. Just call it. Labib, good to see you, the greatest magician I know, my friend Labib. Hey, Jakey, reach out to Labib. Let's get him back on. dmeltzer.com/pitch if you want to pitch on the show. You'll get national and international exposure. So it is featured everywhere. Amazon, Bloomberg TV, all my platforms. You'll love it. Featured on Spotify, just like the trainings. We're going to have it on the playlist. It's going to be awesome. 949-298-2905 is my text community. David@dmeltzer.com. Friday's training is on quitting. Here we go. I just hit something. Are you moving to Texas? I wish I could. Oh my God, no state taxes. But I have my kids here, so not until after they're out of school. But I consider it. I love Austin. I love Dallas. I'll go live out in Frisco with the Jones family and hang out, get a new office at the Star. If you haven't seen that, that's incredible. And they have In-N-Out Burger there. I pulled a coup on the playbook, by the way, everyone. I had an exclusive interview with somebody nobody gets to interview. I got the president of In-N-Out Burger, Lindsay Snyder. That's right. You're going to have to check that one. She's amazing. Andy Frisella, awesome. Thank you. Good food in Texas as well, for sure. Large. I love it. Where are you investing your free time at the moment? Well, every day I have free time, and it's according to the inventory of the values that I take. So it just depends on my day where I invest the time that I don't have things planned. And so minimum of an hour a day on my health, a minimum of 30 minutes with my wife, a minimum of 30 minutes with my son, a minimum of 2 minutes with my daughters, and a minimum of 1 minute with my mom, a minimum of 10 minutes studying. I love to study. Studying to me is paying attention to and giving intention to what I think, say, do, and believe, understanding my personality traits, characteristics, obsessions, and addictions, what I call my quantum memory, my DNA, my program frequency. But I aggregate all of that, attention plus intention, to equal the coincidences I want. So I spend a lot of time, free time, on my what. Whataburger or In-N-Out? I'm an In-N-Out guy, but Whataburger's right up there. Shake Shack. I'm a burger guy. So I love myself a great hamburger, even more sometimes than a steak. Steve Jones, wow, welcome. we'll get you out to Frisco to In-N-Out Burger as well with that name. You gotta be powerful in Frisco. Anyway, let's take one more question and maybe we'll have someone else come live with us. Blaine, I just want to give you a big shout out, my friend. I love your questions. I love your engagement. I'm appreciative. You make this for everyone so much better. And anyone on my team, anyone else should take example of how Blaine is elevating all of us with these great books. Do you chew our digest books? I love audiobooks. If you could pick one person to interview you, who would it be? Um, Maybe Katie Couric, uh, one of my faves, one of my favorite interviews. But I would, James Brown has interviewed me from CBS, uh, Large and Willie, all the Barstool people, Erica Nardini, but maybe Katie Couric. Trevor Noah would be great too. I'd like to be interviewed by hyper intelligent people, expressing their genius and getting on that. The Great Mason, here we go. Sorry about that. I'm getting caught up. We're a minute late. I try to stay on time. All right. There he is, the author of the digital playbook. My man, what's going on?
Hey, David, how you doing?
I am terrific. You are once again another example of when somebody comes on here and lights it up. Just energetically, you would not have to say a thing because I know you are a person who's sharing light. And if I go back, watch when he comes on and just feel the energy and the light that you carry. Where does that come from?
Man, honestly, I think it's something that my father has always had. He's just always had that energy. I've been able to watch him growing up. And I mean, there's times where literally we're getting ready to go to my brother's game. So he plays in the SEC right now. And I can hear my dad downstairs, SEC, SEC. And I'm like, oh my God, this man is crazy.
Yeah. And apples don't fall apart from the tree, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, you had your pre-sales started on your book.
Right.
This is your first book, correct?
My first book, very first book. Oh my goodness, it's been a challenge, but it's been amazing. I've learned so much.
Well, give us some of the lessons that you learned. There's so many people out there that want to share their expression of genius through them, the things that they've learned. What are some of the lessons you learned from those challenges?
Yeah, well, one of the biggest things is the power of process. We talked about this last time. People process platform. So the right people use a proven process and they use platforms to do it at scale. But the process, the tighter that you can actually document and basically create a nimble process, the easier it is. So you can always go back and my next book is going to be 10 times easier, right? Because I document that stuff. But for me, this has been really, really great because it's allowed me to brain dump everything that's in my head. So all of the wins I've been able to have and the success I've been able to have with my companies and also our clients with like Good Morning America and the NFL Network and Foot Locker stores and stuff like that, I've been able to brain dump this into a structure, into a platform where that people can actually go in and learn step by step of how to achieve repeatable success like I have. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, I see a lot of synergies from you, Ryan, writing your first book and when I wrote mine, because mine consisted of 7 principles and 4 key elements, kind of a step by step. And as I was writing it, I started to apply what I was writing to writing the book itself. And so it seems like to me, you were applying the things you were teaching in your book to yourself so you could write the book.
Right. Here it is, actually. So
I love it. And of course, I love the name, right? Because the digital playbook, my podcast is the playbook. You got to have, a playbook in what you do, because I believe you got to know your what to determine your why. And in the digital space today, now, one of the things that people don't realize about the digital side of things is the importance of the traditional things, meaning how important it is to create content in person with people, how important email is, billboards, radio, TV. How do those traditional things apply to your digital playbook?
Yeah, so I think, when we really think about it, there's not just one single channel that you can be on and have success anymore, right? You do need to spend most of your time on 1 or 2 channels, but the thing is, it's all about basically packaging those channels up and using that as leverage, as if, for example, we're creating content today, right? So we're creating content together. I'm going to package that up and I'm going to repurpose that on several different channels. And by the way, David, you're in my book. So,
Oh, nice.
so I'm definitely going to send you a copy. But the purpose of us creating this content and collaborating is so that we can repurpose this on several different mediums, on several different platforms, and we can appeal to each of those audiences, so we can actually have success in that manner as well.
Yeah, you really have grasped the capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate strategy to leverage, because I see the digital playbook to me is not only creating digital content, but transcoding content into a digital format that already exists. And I
Right.
think the best proof of that always that I use is Mickey Mouse and the Mickey Mouse Club, because I promise you that Walt Disney never imagined 470 million downloads on YouTube when he created the whistling Steamboat Willie Mouse that was there in black and white. Another thing that I'm talking about right now is don't quit. And I'm doing a training about quitting this Friday. And it's interesting because a lot of people would say, oh, well, Ryan quit playing football to be an entrepreneur. That's
Right.
not quitting. And so I'd love for you to explain to people the difference between quitting and how you angled or maneuvered yourself to a better situation, utilizing what you learned on the football field, relationships, situational knowledge, desire, and how that transformed itself into something greater. That's different than I quit football.
Right. I consider it to be transitioning. So for me and my personal story was 3 years into college football, I felt like I had a burden. I couldn't use my energy to doing something that I considered myself going to be able to do for the rest of my life, right? So for me, I was able to take a step back amidst, just all the mental things that I was dealing with. And then I was able to reposition myself. In the business world, we call it a pivot, right? But I was able position myself and that focus and that energy and drive and work ethic all to something else. So, honestly, it took a long time. It took me a year to talk to my dad because of his pedigree. But basically when I did it, I felt like a burden was lifted off my shoulders and I was able to do it with a clean heart and a clean mind and go full all in.
That's awesome. And remember, everyone, just because somebody loves you, and I know Ryan's dad loves him a lot, doesn't mean they give you good advice. And remember also, like, I have the 4 rules of parenting. This is what your parents want for you. Number 1, they want you to be healthy.
Right.
2, they want you to be happy. 3, they want you to appreciate them, meaning that they add value to your life. And 4, they want you to love them. And so if you can handle those 4 things out there, go ahead. Be brave. Tell your parents what you want, as long as you're happy, healthy, appreciate, and love them. Hey, man, we got to go. But where can people find the book? And when's the pre-sales over? When's it coming out?
Yeah, so it's going to be officially releasing on November the 30th. All right. So you can actually find the book on Amazon, or you can go to my website, ryandmason.com, and scroll down to about half the page, and you will see the image of the book and also the link to go and get it. So really quickly, just want to know the breaking news here is that we have already captured one of the best-selling authors in about 4 different categories, as well as the #1 new hot release as well. So go get it, guys. Let's do it.
That digital playbook is on fire. A partner of mine, I'm blessed to be in the book. I can't wait to get a copy myself. Make sure you go and get your copy. It's going to be a hot lesson to be learned. So thank you so much, Ryan. Make sure you come back on before the actual release so we can celebrate together.
Absolutely. Thanks, David. Take care.
Take care, Ryan. Awesome, man. Thank you. Oh, great entrepreneur. Great lessons there, right? Want to make sure that everybody knows, don't be afraid of your parents. Tell them what you want to do. Maybe they'll help you. Ask them, do you know anyone that can help me? They want you to be happy. And speaking of happy, here's Taylor. How are you, my friend?
What's up? How's it going?
Co-founder of FEAT, F-E-A-T. Give us a little background. I was going to say, it's awesome. Give me a little background on the company.
We started actually as a sock company in 2015 and transitioned into more soft hoodies. And once we realized we started selling these hoodies that were super soft, people loved them. So we just started iterating to make them softer and softer and softer. And now we have the softest hoodie in the world.
There's nothing better than a soft hoodie, especially if you're traveling. And they're really light as well. which makes it really nice to travel with because it can be used not only as a hoodie, a blanket, a pillow, all types of other things that people are using them for because they're so soft. You actually can use it as a wrap for your baby. I saw a lady using one. It's literally so soft. Now, why do you think no one had thought of using soft as the distinctive, feature of, a hoodie? Because it seems so obvious.
Yeah, it definitely seems obvious. A lot of people were marketing these heavyweight hoodies and the heaviest hoodie. And to me, that didn't make sense because I didn't want to carry a heavy hoodie around. So we got pretty good at digital marketing. We tested a bunch of different value props. We tested the softest hoodie ever, the most comfortable hoodie ever, the heaviest hoodie ever. We tested all these things and we learned in our A/B testing that people really resonated with soft. And then we just decided to go and let's take it to the next level. Let's make it even softer and softer.
What I like about you is you went from the socks into the hoodies, but you were codifying and learning your lessons and you created your own playbook. My podcast, The Playbook, you're an iconic figure for someone that created their own playbook. And now you have a LinkedIn course that you're sharing abundantly to people so that they can take whatever their what is and step by step, create a playbook for success on whatever it is that they do. What are some of the key components of the course that people are going to learn in order to effectuate getting what they want more rapidly and accurately?
Yeah, definitely. So with LinkedIn or with digital marketing in general, it's a game of eyeballs. So with LinkedIn, it's a content deficient platform. So there's more people consuming content because people are on LinkedIn all day than creating content. Where Instagram is a content saturated platform. There's too much content on here. Your content doesn't get shown to everyone. So it's all about timing the platforms the right way. And I've worked with some of the top influencers from Vine to TikTok to everywhere in between. And the way you can only grow is when the platform is content efficient. That's the only time you get more exposure. So LinkedIn is that platform right now. There's LinkedIn and TikTok. Those are the two platforms you can grow on. So the LinkedIn playbook, it dives into how you could take advantage of LinkedIn. Myself personally, I'm reaching 5 million people a week on LinkedIn right now for free, which is worth so much money in digital marketing and advertising. So people are sleeping on LinkedIn. They're thinking of it as just a tool for trying to get a job. It's not. It's a social media feed, and everyone should be taking advantage of it.
I agree. And one of the inhibitors that people, obviously I utilize LinkedIn a lot. It's a perfect demographic or what I call a spectrum for my frequency is the expense. Even if you don't do it for free, which your course does talk about, do you also dive into the value, the quantifiable value of marketing and paying for ads within LinkedIn as well?
Yeah, so I don't really dive too deep into LinkedIn ads because the organic reach is so strong. So instead of running ads to targeted people on LinkedIn, just go connect with those people, and that's opting them into your content, and then post content that they'll like and comment on it, and it'll get shared to their network. So I don't really jump into ads because the organic reach is so strong. You shouldn't actually have to pay for ads.
I love that. And where can people find the course?
You could just go to my LinkedIn. I'm Taylor Offer, and it's right there. It's the TaylorParkerAcademy.com if you want to go there, but LinkedIn, Taylor Offer.
And beyond that, where's your next pivot from the softest hoodie in the world? From I'm a sock freak, by the way. So I love the fact that you had a sock company. I buy, and how people buy coffee every day. I actually buy a new pair of socks every day, and then I give away because I only wear them. I love the feel of new socks. So that's why I love the feel of new hoodies, lightweight, comfortable, soft hoodies. What's your next pivot? What's the next product?
We're making the most comfortable athleisure clothing in the world. We're putting the leisure and athleisure. So a lot of athleisure clothing, it's kind of plasticky and just doesn't feel that comfortable. You look like you're gonna go work out heavy in the gym. We're making clothes that you could work out in that are also as comfortable as this hoodie, and that's the next pivot. And we have a warehouse full of socks. We got to send you a bunch of socks so you could feel your sock addiction.
Yeah, man, I'll put them on for my TV show. I got to sit on a bench so you'll be able to see my socks. Awesome. That'd be perfect. One thing also real quick, because I'm an energy person, and one of the things that I noticed from the hoodies that you have is when we feel good, we perform better in all aspects of our lives. When we feel good, we sleep better, we travel better, we work better, all the different things that we do, because there's something about wearing something that's comfortable. If anyone's, ever had to do interviews or speeches or business meetings, you can really disrupt your performance when you're not comfortable in your clothes. And And now, because it is fashionable to have a hoodie, even in meetings and interviews and everywhere we go, or IG lives, you know, you fit right in. You know, how important is it to feel comfortable and look good?
I mean, it's the most important thing how you dress and present yourself. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. How you feel internally is how you're gonna look externally, which is how people are gonna perceive you. And it really matters. So it starts from feeling good internally with yourself and then showing it and being confident and being happy. And it's gonna make you think, wow, I am dressed good. I am actually playing the part. I think everyone has imposter syndrome at some point. Everyone thinks they're the faker in the room. Everyone thinks they don't belong there. So dress the part, look the part, and then you'll realize, whoa, I do belong here. And that once you get over your imposter syndrome, the world is yours. You can go do whatever you want.
Yeah, I also think it's really important to love what you're wearing, because when you walk into a room, everybody that looks at you, what they're thinking is, I wonder what he thinks about what I'm wearing. They're not worried about what you're wearing. So as long as you feel good in what you have and you love it, that's the most important thing, and you won't feel like an imposter. At Taylor Offer, you got to check him out, the LinkedIn course, the hoodies, even some socks that are still left in the warehouse. Check out Feet, F-E-A-T. Anything else, anywhere else you want people to go?
That's it. LinkedIn. Everyone, start using LinkedIn. You will not regret it. Start posting there.
I post all the time, and thank you so much. Come back on and visit me, man. Thank you for
Sounds
your
good.
time.
Thank you.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. The great Taylor Offer, Ryan Mason, and of course, my boy, Dan Fleischman, the pride and joy of mentorship right there. Look for all of these people for great advice on how to make money, help people, and have fun. Let's take one more question and then get ready for training tomorrow. Don't quit training. I'm going to teach you how to have perseverance and patience to be able to make things happen more rapidly and accurately in your life, and to understand why people quit, how they quit, and what we should do if we feel like quitting. Hi, David. How do you keep the same positive energy every day? Well, because I only spend minutes and moments in non-positivity. So every single day, the majority of my time is spent in positivity, and I have systems in place, values in place, 5 daily practices in place in order to effectuate spending minutes and moments in ego-based consciousness, in the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, resentful, any of those feelings. I don't want to spend my day in that negativity. I don't want to watch negative things. I don't want to surround myself with negative people. I don't want to read negative things. I don't want to watch negative podcasts or listen to those either. I am surrounding myself with the right people, the right ideas at all time. And I will only spend minutes and moments in the negativity before I shift it over to something positive, which is what you should do as well. As my boy Texas Fit King had said, an attitude of gratitude to find the light, the love, and the lessons in what may suck for the day, because everybody has suck in their lives. Let's all find that light, love, and lessons. Let's unite together. Let's create a collective consciousness of happiness. Come join me Fridays. If you miss training, all you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Join my text community, 949-298-2905. It's pinned below in case you don't see it there. You just reach out to me. My books, my guides, my exercise, my trainings are all free. I will sign a copy and ship it to you and pay for shipping. It doesn't matter. Please reach out, david@dmeltzer.com. What books of yours would you recommend to us? Connected to Goodness. Start there. Creating the Life You Love with Jack Canfield, Compassionate Capitalism, and Game Time Decision Making. Those are the 4 books. Start with Connected to Goodness. I'm happy to send it to you. david@dmeltzer.com. I will see you tomorrow for free training. Everybody check out Featured on Spotify. If you haven't applied for the pitch show, dmeltzer.com/pitch. Please apply. $50,000 every episode of cash and prizes you can win. I will give you advice. You will get an amazing experience. Come watch us on Bloomberg TV, Amazon. We're everywhere. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, most importantly, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great day.